Hey guys, it's the recipe of the month. We wanted to come to you and show you. We are live from South Louisiana. We at the camp. At the camp. We smoking pork loin. We catching redfish. We catching shrimp.
Crabs.
We're doing all kinds of stuff. Crabs. We're doing all kinds of stuff. So what we're gonna do is bring you this video. We're making our favorite dessert, bananas Foster. I'm about to make this sauce. Once the sauce goes into the bananas Foster, but you can take that sauce by itself, put it on ice cream, you can put it on cake, you can put it on a shoe. It's gonna taste good.
That's right. All right.
So,
what are you gonna do first?
First of all, we're gonna get a cup of brown sugar. And if you don't mind, would you start breaking up those bananas?
I'm already on it, Mr. Babin.
Because you can't have bananas Foster without bananas. So
we worked really hard trying to find all the ingredients for this bananas Foster. It is super special indeed.
what does that mean? Did the store not have any bananas?
No, well, no, they have bananas, but like all the other specialty liqueurs and stuff. So this is going to be some banana cream liqueur and some rum.
If you can't have any kind of liquor, you don't want to make this recipe. So
well, you burn it out.
we're gonna burn, but some people still
don't want it.
Well, whatever,
You
for
can
whatever
make the
reason.
bread pudding though without liqueur. You just wouldn't have the Foster part. Just throw the bananas in without. Just do butter and brown sugar, and
They just eat ice cream.
oh, okay. There you go.
You're not having bananas Foster.
Okay, forget it.
That's
There's
just
no
the way it
options.
is.
There's no options at all. All right.
So
how many bananas do we have here, Griffin? We need to put probably at least about 2. So we got 2 ready to go.
2 bananas, probably about a cup. Your recipe is gonna be at the bottom of the video. But
so the butter's melting, gonna get all nice. And you have your brown sugar ready to go, measured out. Brown sugar, of course, you have to kind of pat that brown sugar down. Get it all in
you
there.
want to get a good full cup. So what you want is packed in there, right?
Perfect.
We got the wind blowing, and somebody, for some reason, I'm not really sure why, but I had this thing hot going.
It was gonna burn the butter. We were trying to protect your Foster from getting burned.
My Foster was gonna be fine.
But
I don't care how much you shake it. Every time you take it off of there,
Oh,
the wind is blowing. You need.
Get your spatula. Be ready. It's all coming together really nice.
I've done this before.
Okay, let's see what you got, Mr. Babin. Foster skills.
I don't know.
All right. So obviously you want the butter melted, taking a little bit of time. This is part of it.
Is it?
Right. This is part of it. You gotta enjoy
I think if somebody wouldn't have touched the stove and I had it
his
hot.
birthday's tomorrow, so we're doing this for his birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, so we're running a little bit behind on our September video.
It's okay. It's worth it. Because we're here in South Louisiana.
Once you taste this, you're going to forgive me. Don't worry.
They just finished having the Sugarcane Festival, and that was super cool. They shut down the streets. They had parades going on and fair stuff and all that. It was pretty crazy. Everybody had their sugarcane stalks outside their businesses with ribbons and stuff, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, this is a great time of the year to come to South Louisiana because the water is nice. The Chaffalaya River has stopped flowing, and what means it's slowed down its flow, so it's normally high and the depth goes down. And so in this area where I'm from, in Sycamore Point, Louisiana, that's when we start getting some nice water inside of our bays, and we can catch speckled trout. And we've got a couple videos on the tube. You'll see we've caught some sharks, some redfish, stingrays. We're having a great time. We're doing some stuff. We'll post. We'll try to post as much as we possibly can, but it's only what I can catch with the GoPro. So
we'll put the brown sugar in next. Perfect. They got it stirred.
Am I not going fast enough?
No, you're doing great.
I can feel you bringing pressure.
No.
Stay focused.
All right.
Measure carefully. I do not normally measure, but they are precise.
All right, so we're gonna add, after you add the sugar and your butter, it kind of makes this really awesome sauce.
Yeah, and that's what you got. So one of the things that you want to be careful about with this that I think is incredibly important is that you don't want this piece to get too hot, right?
Okay.
And so,
burn.
yeah.
Add a little bit of cinnamon.
And the cinnamon can actually go in, you know, right before you put it into your eggs. Your cream sauce. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, babe. That smells amazing.
Wow.
All right.
Nothing like butter and sugar and cinnamon.
Yep.
The best.
It is the best. We got family coming in. We got people. You're gonna hear all kind of noise.
Okay,
we getting it done. Oh, she's measuring. Measure carefully.
The 4th cup of banana liqueur.
Or you could just pour it in there until you're happy. Whatever you want to do.
So you just gently put it in there, right?
Right.
It's a 4th. Ooh-wee. All right. And then a 1/2 cup of rum goes in.
And one of the things you want to know about this is when you putting the rum, the liqueur in there, we want to burn the alcohol off because the alcohol don't taste good, right? We want the rum flavor and the banana liqueur flavor. If you stir it, the alcohol is going to dissipate and get mixed up and it won't burn. So here we go. You can't see it happening, but it is. There's fire everywhere in here. There you go.
There it goes.
Now, once you get your fire working,
there you go. Woo!
So this is what I want. I want all the alcohol out. So if you don't like alcohol, it's going away, right? It's happening. It's going away right here.
Wow.
I'm sending it out. I'm sending it out right there.
That's beautiful.
That sauce is awesome. That's what I call awesome sauce.
Wow. It's making those bananas nice and toasty.
I'm going to be real honest. I didn't think it was going to get a good flambe like that on an electric skillet outside at the camp. That's the camp. DACAMP. The camp.
All right.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good banana foster right there.
So we're gonna let that sit while we make the next part of the recipe.
And so the reason we want to let this sit is because we're gonna be putting some raw eggs inside of a mixture. We don't want that to be hot. It's gonna start cooking the eggs, right? So this is gonna cool down, and the more it cools down, the thicker it gets. And so we're gonna mix that inside of some cream with some other stuff. It's gonna be wonderful. You're gonna love it.
Next up
now for the next step.
Yep. We get our French bread from the Journe's Bakery, made in Jeanneret, Louisiana, 1884. 5 generations have owned and operated this bakery. They make French bread, pistolets, ginger cakes.
And they make nice ginger cakes. And I'm gonna just tell you right now, when I was a kid, a big cup of milk and some ginger cake from Lejeune was awesome.
And if the light's on, then they're ready.
There's a red light in front of the door.
Yep.
If the red light is on, you can go in.
You can go in.
Same building since the 1800s.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
A long time, which is so fun.
Unbelievable. One of my relatives actually works there.
That's so fun.
It is fun. Try to make him give me the recipe for the bread, but he hadn't done it yet.
I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients while Lawrence butters the pan. We're gonna add the milk. We're gonna add the whipping cream. The best part, it makes it delicious. Add that in. We kind of changed up the recipe a little bit, so I certainly would do exactly what the recipe calls for, and then you can kind of tweak it as you go. Add the cream. We're gonna add a little bit of vanilla. A spoon. That'll be perfect. All right, how are you doing the bread?
Well, I was just gonna cut it up into chunks.
Yeah.
There's several different ways that you can do it. I like slicing things and keeping it and making it look nice, but it's also okay to just tear the bread apart. This is supposed to be a quick recipe. This is just something that's for, people say leftover bread, but
Yep, day old bread.
Day old bread, yep.
That's right.
So I'm just gonna slice these up and dice them, and then we're gonna fold that in there.
So I'm adding the 4 eggs to it. Yum. So good. And then I'll add the 1/2 cup of brown sugar. It's gonna be perfect. So we mix all this together and get ready for the bananas foster. We did add some more bananas to the foster part just because it felt like it needed more bananas.
We went bananas.
No. Awesome, that bread looks amazing. Oh man, look at that.
This is what I'm talking about.
Boy, there's nothing like fresh, homemade, warm bread pudding.
This is gonna be amazing.
Once you're done with that, you add it to this mix. Let it soak.
So the idea is, so one of the things you want to be careful about is once you've made this once or twice, you'll see how much cream and eggs and everything you have in there will make your bread pudding either soggy or dry. We don't like soggy and we don't like dry. So we have done this a bunch of times. That recipe's real close to kind of how we like it. The beauty of it is a cheap dessert to make, and it usually is really quick, right?
We're soaking it, and do we add the Foster part to it now?
If it's cool enough, yep.
Get that out of there.
That is not a good tool
to mix
to
it
do
in.
with this.
Yep.
This is
It's a better tool. There you go.
Or you can get yourself a rubber spatula. But again, listen, we at the camp.
Yeah.
We're sitting outside.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
All right,
So I
you
want
still
this.
see a little bit of the mix down in the bowl. You see the mix down kind of still. You see some liquid.
You want that in the bread,
Yeah.
right? You want all of that in the bread. You want the bread sucking it up.
Is that enough?
Now it's
liquid?
happy bread. I think we need a little more cream.
A little more cream. All right, so we're gonna add just a little bit more than the recipe.
Yeah. It's your bread pudding. You do it like you like.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Then, now that this has cooled down a little bit, we can pour that on top of it and let the bread soak up that too. Man, get all the yummies out.
Hey, that bread thought it was happy. Boy, it's happy now. The bread never been happier in its life. This is, oh yeah.
So you kind of let it sit. You don't want to chop up the bread too much because then it'll make it mushy, and then it'll dissipate all the bread slices.
Yeah, again, and then
become
you got
really firm, right?
Well, and you've got all kinds of people. You got all kinds of people. When they're cooking bread pudding, you're gonna see different recipes. You try it how you want it. If you mush it up and you get the bread pudding, you could have a nice solid piece of bread pudding. I've seen it like that where it cuts, doesn't have a bunch of holes in it. It looks like more like a brownie or a flat cake. Some people love that.
Yeah.
We like the inconsistent look. We like when you bake it up, it looks it just kind of looks all broken up and
little
jagged.
marbly and
Yeah, that kind of gives it. That's in my opinion, that's kind of the classic recipe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this soak for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna go and catch some flounder and some redfish real quick. When I come back from fishing, we're gonna throw this up in the oven. We're gonna pour it into this pan right here. Once that's soaked up enough, probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Then we're gonna stick it in the oven and we're gonna show you how that looks.
Hey guys, so what we're gonna do is add the pecans. This bread pudding has been set in the fridge, kind of cooled down. It's totally emulsified, so we're gonna add pecans all in it. We certainly love that little touch of southern goodness by adding some pecans. Now you can roast your pecans if you want, or you can just add them straight in. They're gonna get a little toasty already in the oven anyway, but man, pecans in there are just make that special touch. So half of the family likes raisins and the other half does not. So learn this skill. You put the section in here that does not have the raisins. Put it in the pan. And then do it like that. Now I'm gonna add the raisins. Sun-made raisins, just directly in. Lawrence loves them so much. So we're gonna add his section with a good bit of raisins in it. We're gonna mix it up in there. Oh, he'll love it. And then we'll put it on the other section of the cooking dish. All right. Look at that yummy goodness going on in there. Get all the good juices. You want all that good moisture in there and make it not dry. So we're gonna spread it all out like this. So half raisins, half non. See how you can kind of see the bread still kind of clumpy and kind of torn apart, and it's not all mashed and mushed together, so it doesn't make it one big thick piece. That's really the way we like it. So I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350 for just a little bit so it can set. While it's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and cook the amaretto sauce. This is my favorite part. The amaretto sauce is delicious, and it has such a good flavor that you could put it on pancakes and French toast and cinnamon rolls and pretty much everything. It's super amazing. The recipe calls for you to have a half a cup of milk. I'm actually going to double this recipe because I love this sauce so much. So I'm gonna do a whole cup of milk. And then it also calls for half a cup of whipping cream. So I'm gonna double the recipe. I'm gonna put a whole cup of whipping cream. And you can put it in a saucepan. We're at the camp, so we're limited on what we have for cooking utensils. And then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then we're gonna just cook that down. So I'm doubling the recipe, so you would wanna add 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Making sure it was tablespoons and not teaspoons. So 6 tablespoons. And then we're just gonna cook this down. We're gonna put it kind of on medium heat. Let that sugar dissolve. You wanna kind of bring it to a little bit of a simmer / boil. In the meantime, while that is heating up, we're gonna put the amaretto. Now, we're not burning the alcohol on this part, so just be aware. And this requires, the amaretto is 1/4 a cup. And since we're doubling the recipe, we're gonna add a 1/2 cup. And that pan's getting a little bit warm. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. If you're doubling it, you wanna do 4 tablespoons. So get cornstarch. And you're gonna put that in here. And what you're doing is you're going directly into the amaretto into a measuring cup. Kind of a little crazy at packaging. 2, 3, and 4. What you're wanting to do is mix everything together while this is heating up. I'll check on that too. I'm gonna stir that, make sure it's not burning. You want the sugar to kind of slowly dissolve and get warm without burning. So it takes some skill. You do have to watch it. So meanwhile, while that's heating up, you're just mixing up this cornstarch and making it dissolve in the amaretto itself. And this is what thickens up the amaretto sauce. So the sugar adds the sweetness, the whipping cream and milk add just the right amount of texture, and then you add the amaretto with the cornstarch and it thickens it up just perfectly. So see how it's no lumps, completely dissolved in the amaretto. All right, so this is warming up. Turn it up just a little bit. And this is going to be a special edition. It's not part of your recipe card, so you'll definitely want this recipe. And if you have any questions, you could always shoot us an email and we're happy to send it to you. All right, so now that it is boiling, and maybe just a tad bit too much, you don't even need it this much. You want to kind of keep it whisked. Add the amaretto gently to it while you're whisking around. So just go like that. There we go. Make it nice. See how it's thickening up? Woo-wee. And just note that as it cools, the thicker it gets. See? Wow, it's already thickening up quite a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Keep stirring, otherwise it'll get clumpy. Keep stirring, add the rest. As you can see, you got that. Sounds really beautiful. Amaretto sauce. And this is what's gonna go on top of the bread pudding once we pull it out of the oven. We'll just set this aside for right now. If it gets too thick, you could always just add a little bit of extra cream. It'll thin it out really beautifully. It keeps well overnight in the fridge once it's cooled down. And you can certainly add it to tomorrow's leftovers bread pudding if there is any leftover, or French toast or pancakes. So enjoy.
Okay, here we are. Oh yeah, I love that one. See that corner? That corner right there, it's got all the concentrated sugar. That's nice.
Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of the sauce on top.
Put a little sauce right there. That right there.
Oh
yeah.
Come
You
on.
can make it as pretty as you want.
Drench it. It's the best sauce in the world.
Yeah.
You want
Just
that
because
in
it's
there.
pretty don't mean it tastes good.
Oh, it's
just gotta
delicious.
taste good. Look at that. That's wonderful. And see what we got here? Look at that. It's not too dry and it's not mushy. We love that. That's what we're looking for. Golly. She's gonna put ice cream on it, but I like it without the ice cream.
There you go. Put some ice cream on there.
Oh, the ice cream is unnecessary calories.
Oh, it's so good though.
What y'all got here?
Look, it's Aunt Lynn. Look, she. Oh,
The best.
we at the camp. This is awesome.
It's awesome.
This was our recipe of the month for September. Y'all look back in October, we're gonna have another one for you.
Bye.
Hey guys, Emily here. Hope you enjoyed watching our video. We would love the opportunity to work with you, so feel free to give us a call if you need help buying or selling real estate in the future. Have a good day.